welcome back to the show. You're watching Morning Thailand with Tulip and Golf.
Yes.
And let's start with something not really that, what's it called, mentally damaged?
No, not really, but something, a good information to know.
Good information to know.
Like to travel.
So the Department of National Protection, the Department of National Park, Wildlife and Plant Conservation has announced yesterday that they are closing 46 national parks due to the raining season. As we heard before, it's the starting of the rainy season. Lots of people just like to go to the falls and all that things, and it's become too risky to just swimming in the fall, and people drown. So 46 national park will be closed during this time of the year because it's high risk of flash flood, especially. And the Department of National Park and Wildlife and Plant Conservation just afraid that it will affect tourists, because sometimes, you know, if they just keep it open, and even though they have a sign and say do not get in, and people still swim in anyway, like in Phuket a couple weeks back, or it's happened often enough. When they have the red flag up or they have the sign up that said it's high tide or high wave, don't swim, and they will just, you know, still take it upon themselves and go have too much fun and then end up lost some life anyway.
And it is very serious, because the thing is, if you take it lightly, all this warning, once it happens, once you get into trouble, during flash floods, it's really hard for the rescue team to actually go in and rescue you, really, because don't forget, even with the helicopter, you can't land. We don't have that much of equipment to deal with the environment so be very careful.
Yes, and even if 46 numbers sound like a lot, actually Thailand still have a lot of other national parks for you to you know, go visit. So just contact your travel agent. The department says, such as the National Park Khao Yai is still open, or Pa Hin Ngam, or Nam Nao, which is, you know, up on the mountain and probably a little further away from a little less risk on flash flood.
Still a lot of fun places for you to visit.
And they give a little tip: if you're traveling to place with waterfalls and rivers and all that stuff, if you start seeing the color of the water changing,
like murky,
they just said the water color changing is probably mean that chemical change or the current direction have changed. Just get out of the water right away.
Just be very, very careful during this time of year. Now, I have another interesting news, and hopefully it's not going to turn out like the one that we have reported about the missing businessman.
Okay.
This one is a businessman. His name is Chai Chana Mai Ngan. Now, he is quite well known in Rong Klua Market area. And if you have heard of Rong Klua Market before, this is a second-hand market, which is the biggest, I would say, in Thailand.
It's the biggest, right? Pre-owned stuff. Or
second, third,
like to
fourth
call
hand,
it vintage flea market.
So it's a lot of, you know, cheap goods and products there. Now, his daughter, Kun Sapsakun Mai Ngan, has talked to the police and said that her father, who normally go out in the morning, there you go, that's his picture there, and of course they're looking to the CCTV camera. She said that Kun Chai Chana Mai Ngan, her father, the owner of Song Seum, Song Pandin Company, as well as import-export goods from Thai and Cambodia, as well as the owner of On Ahan Thai, and the owner of Hang Pa Sapsakun business, which is of course bringing in the previously owned clothing from Cambodia into Rong Klua area. This is one of the biggest investor, of course, has been missing. He normally go out in the morning to the market to buy, you know, food and such, and come back home at around 7:30 or so. However, yesterday she waited until 10:30. He didn't come back, so she tried to contact him over the phone. He did not turn on his phone either. So she went and asked the people around the area all the business people there, and they say that they haven't met him at all. Now they say that he has a lot of cases that under his belt that probably could cause this particular so-called or allegedly abduction, because that's what her the daughter seems to think anyway. Now they say that he has been named the gods of two lands. So they're talking about Cambodia and Thailand here. And they say that when look at the CCTV camera at about 5:20, they have seen two cars that seems to be tailing his car. So they say that the police are currently looking to that. Now he currently has about the properties cases with, that has been in conflict, a dispute. And they say that he has just make a contact with one of the Cambodian landowner, and they are doing a business that would worth about 20 million baht. So this could be one of the costs, and the business owner that he was dealing with in terms of this property, owning a casino in Poi Pet area in Cambodian area, which is really famous casino that has been in the area, and a lot of people actually go there. Now they say that he has 100,000 baht cash with him at the time he went missing.
Not as much as 5 million.
No, not really, but still
I think scary anyway.
I think we still have to look into this case, and hopefully nothing extremely bad actually happen.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, hopefully it will turn out with different results.
Exactly. So maybe he just lost his cell phone. Let's hope that's the case, because obviously the family is trying to contact him still. Now I have another issues, the updates on the scandalous monk,
yes,
หลวงปู่เนรคำ, and of
somehow
course
we have been talking about.
Yeah, it's on the news all the time.
New
Like you
can't surface
exactly.
Almost every
You can't
day.
deny it. It's really hard to deny this. However, at this point, of course, the authorities still waiting, because he was supposed to be here. They say that they gave him a deadline. He's supposed to be here on the 30th, which is 2 days ago. He's not here, obviously.
He do phone in.
Yeah, he did phone in at midnight to 1 o'clock, talking about people should still have faith, they should do good deeds, so on and so forth. And he thought it was a joke, whatever, against him. And he thinks that it's probably one of those times that he has been tested, kind of thing. So anyway, it seems like manager newspaper in particular has been digging up a little bit deeper and found that there has been a report of 8 wives that he has.
Okay.
Yes, he has 8 wives.
Report where?
At this point, where are they situated? Or
no, I'm not talking about location.
Right.
But how do they find out about these 8 wives?
Well, apparently they sent in a team of reporters, it sounded like, and they say that he also have 2 sons. As well.
Okay.
And there has been talk about big houses that range from 2 to 15 million baht.
But they identified.
Yep, they did. They identified all the 8 wives. They actually went in and talked and identified all the 8 wives.
But we still haven't really see these 8 women.
No, we haven't.
And 2 kids.
Because they still have to give them
some privacy.
Unidentified name. They just gave us the initial, which could have been anything. And the thing is, at this point, I think to be able to get down to the bottom of this, which the authorities actually set up a committee to look into this, they say that they're still waiting to get all the informations, all the documentations that would show where the money and how the money come in, because they say that has been involved over 100 million baht worth of cash that has been, or donations to this particular monastery, because we can't call it a temple anymore, obviously. And they say that there has been some talks perhaps of the money laundering involved as well, because it's such a big money. So who knows where it come from, because it didn't seem to be able to identify where it came from anyway. So at this point, they're going to look into his accounts. they're gonna look into all these witnesses, the 8 of them who say that they're his wives, and at this point he seems to not coming back to Thailand, so they can't, there's not much they can do, because they're not gonna about to like send in a team of the policemen to arrest him over in France there. So yeah, so that's the updates I have.
He's gonna come back at one point.
He's gotta.
Maybe not while the story is still super hot and you know, popular.
Right.
In not a good way. Talking about monk, we have another news about former monk Mitsuo Kowesko that you have seen the past week. There has been lots of pictures of the former monk
that his wife posted on Facebook.
That his wife has posted on Facebook. Look like a normal couple traveling together with a house in Japan and all that stuff. So finally, the Department of Mental Health of Thailand came out to warn people, just because he is one of the most respected,
I know,
one of the most revered monk, have so many followers, has written so many books, and a lot of people just, you know, so into his teaching. And I believe that lots of people somehow feel lost, like left in the dark, when he suddenly just left the monkhood and flew off to Japan. So Department of Mental Health come out and warn that if members of your family
feel a little lost,
is a follower of the former monk, maybe it's good to keep an eye on them, because lots of people, they're not just into the teaching, they're into the individual themselves. And when the monk just leave the monkhood and somehow just gone, it can create the anxiety and turn into depression. And the Department of Mental Health try to say, even though he's a revered monk, he is just another human being. So things happen for a reason. Anyway, so the journalists also go talk to, as you know, former monk Mitsuo, he initiated a foundation called Maya Kotami, which is founded by him and has been funding lots of kids' education and learning system. And people have concern about how the temple itself and how the foundation doing. So they go interview the current monk that's taking care of the foundation and the temple. They said that since it has been set up in such a very systematic way.
So it's not going to be affected?
Currently not affected. It's as peaceful as it used to be. And most of the income came from all this merchandise selling and clothing and souvenir at the temple anyway. So, and they have committee to taking care of income and outcome for the whole organization, including temple. So they tell people that you don't have to worry about it. And as far as the images and video clips of the former monk goes, he probably was a follower. He is the district chief of Sayok, Kanchanaburi province. This is where the temple is located. He said personally he wants this story to just be quiet, and he is asking for the monk and his current wife not to really publish much of their personal life anymore. And he rather have it quiet, and he still respect in the teaching, and he still think the book is fabulous, the teaching about Buddhism and how to practice and how to live their life and whatnot. But I guess he is also one of, you know, the people that feel lost and hurt by seeing all those.
But then again,
couple life pictures.
You can't really stop it either, because that's gonna be, you know, the wife gonna say, well, that's my personal.
Yeah, but he actually, this guy actually asked the media not to even present all these things that the media
So
found
the media
online.
could stop that because, you know, if you want to see it, you can follow her. I'm pretty sure you can go on Facebook. It's there. I mean, she's not going to hide it. So easily accessible if you want it.
Easily accessible, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that note, we're gonna take a short break and we'll come back. Of course, rice price pledging scheme.
Yeah,
it's still
a turn.
here to talk. A turn. I think it's a bit of the better turn. And also the red shirt, the UDD.
They're rearranging the structure a little bit, the leader and so on and so forth. So
Okay.
stay tuned.